We should be live now. Give it a second. Just checking what's going on. Playback. Yep, we're good. We're good. What you saying, man? How's it going? Excuse me. Yeah. Happy Monday, everybody. What's going on, champs? Hope you guys are doing well. Appreciate you guys actually jumping on the stream as well. And for like basically we're just doing the market outlook as well. Just gonna touch base on BTC, Ethereum. Look at dollar index and ES as well. See what's going on there. To be honest, right? Look, I'm gonna go straight into it as well. With BTC, we're at resistance. Okay, so there's an argument for the bears and there's an argument for the bulls. The bulls are waiting for a breakout above 25k. That's the key thing. Before we even go to anything else, let's just talk about straight off the bat. That's what it is. Okay. The bears is that if it breaks down here, it looks good for them to go around 21k. We'll see how far that goes, right? So step by step. It's the start of the week. We've got the month coming up to an end next week as well. So without further ado, let's get cracking and see what's going on there. So I just want to give it, before we carry on, just give it a smash, smash the likes. Subscribe if you're new here. Even to you guys, good to have you all here as well. What's going on, man? Who do we have here, man? Got Bomb Biggie, Nitish. What's going on, brother? Everyone all right? Nice Monday. Just pop that there. There we go. That's more like it. There. Cool. Got Kenneth. Evening to you too as well. Let's get straight into it, actually. Right. So, what do we have to worry about first? Okay. The first thing is like when it comes to a new week, right? It's a bank holiday this week, right? It's like today. As you can see at the top, got USD bank holiday and Canadian bank holiday. So the US and the Canadian are both on a bank holiday. So not really much price movement going on. Markets will start to have a bit of a movement coming in to when the open is. So we're looking around 11 o'clock UK time itself. So in a couple of hours, we should see some movement, see what's going on there. So tomorrow, what do we have? It's more GBP and Canadian dollar, CPI for the Canadians, flash services for the USD. Wednesday's quite a big one, right? Obviously, we've got New Zealand dollar, and we've got the New Zealand and the Aussie news event in the morning as well, really, really early as well, the UK time. But FOMC is on Wednesday. All right, so 7 o'clock Wednesday UK time. Okay, so what's going on, Abhishek, Guna? Good to have you here as well. Excuse me, still got a bit of a cough, unfortunately. So basically, what we're looking at, movement's going to actually happen after the FOMC. Is it bullish? Is it bearish? Who the fuck knows? Nobody knows. No one's going to ever know anything. We're just going to, prepare for it as we actually approach, these moments as well. So we could have a bit of a sideways action going on for the rest of the week, up until Wednesday. That's straight off the bat. So Wednesday could be, today. A bit dry. I mean, we had a push in the market in BTC. That was great. Tuesday was all perfectly fine. Tuesday, tomorrow we'll find out what's going on. But after FMC, then that's when the floodgates open. Then we'll see what happens. Then if it's ready to short, it should show itself on Wednesday what I'm looking for in terms of price action for me to look for a short. I'll explain to you in a moment what the plans going on in the week ahead. Okay, so we got Thursday preliminary GDP for the quarter. And on Friday, we got core PC price index. The biggest one really as well is FOMC. We got to see what happens after that. All right. So what's going on in terms of the market? Dollar index. We're above the weekly. Let's do it fresh. All right. Let's look at the weekly. What do we have for the weekly? So last week, right? Let's just open this. We got the yearly open, as you can see right highlighted there. All I'm going to do is just focus on the price action itself. So last week, all we've done really is taken out last week's high. All right, let me just bring that. Is the previous week's high there? We are capped between that high and low, because where do we do? What happened is we took out the high, come back down, close below this high itself. So we're still capped within a range bound environment for the time being. Now, one thing I didn't mention on Twitter is that we don't have market symmetry. I just can't see market symmetry here to make things clear. What do I mean by market symmetry? It's basically when the dollar goes up, right, pushes up, I'm expecting the ES to push down. When the dollar pushed down, I'm expecting the stock market to push up. That's pretty much the gist of it as well. I don't get it very clearly at the moment, so I'm not really having much price action to work with. I can't see clear trades. It's all just at the moment. It's all just been day trades really, and then a bit of scalp here and there. But saying that, BTC has done its own fucking thing. If you look at ES dumped and BTC started pushing up. Now it's a bit confusing. Why is that? But like I was saying to the group in the DCC is that we're on our own on BTC. We're on our own. So the way we gotta look at it this way is looking at what BTC does and just trade BTC as what the price action is telling me. What, like, you know, we've taken some longs. I'll explain some longs. I even posted some on Sunday night. Sunday night, I watched it like for during Asia. Set up, took the trade. I'm selling the trade at the moment. I've taken some partial profits where I actually noted it on Twitter, but stops. I'll break even at the moment. We'll see what happens. Tomorrow we'll have the Monday's range, and then we'll work out the Monday's range. That's pretty much it, okay? So, as you can see today, right, today itself, this week, start of the week as well. So we open here, pushed up, found resistance. We're kind of closing in there. I know it's a bank holiday, not really much to say about it, but if it's going to be bullish, right, I want to see us break above, hold above it, shows bullish price action. Then I'm like, all right, then where's the next target? Last week's high. After last week's high, then what we're looking for? Then we're looking for the previous week's high. Just level to level. That's all it is. So that's one thing. Another thing, and if it will, okay, the bearish plan is if we get back down below, bearishness, whatever, breaking, well, the bearish market structure, take the shorts, off you go. There's your daddy at the mid range. Where to next? What we're looking for? Range low. That's it. After that, we'll see what happens. Do we feel like this inefficiency here? I don't know. The breakdown on this one is a clear breakdown, resistance, continuation of bearish market structure. Then I can say, yeah, take the shorts on the dollar index, take the longs on the ES, take the longs on the Dow, the Nasdaq, your currency pairs against the US dollar. What we're looking for, we're looking into the, well, I'd say target one would probably be around, a conservative target would be here, and then we're looking for the liquidity over here, right? So that'll be target one, and then if we lose it, continuation of bearish, that'll be target two. There you go. That's all it is. So we're starting to, but the first thing is, before we even look to here or even up there, we need to focus on what we have at hand. And what we have at hand is literally this little range band environment here for the time being. Once we get a breakout, it just could consolidate. I don't know. You could consolidate. Another outlook I'm also looking at, I'm just keeping an eye on as well, is what is capping the market. So if we're just looking at SRs, right? Just looking at what's capping the market. Well, this low here, of that candle is capping the market. At first, this is all on the weekly. I'm not even touching base on the daily yet. That's a whole different story there. We find support originally, right? Then we get back below it, resistance, run these highs. This high holds in place. That's in validation at the moment. Sells off, comes down into these lows over there, and it's pushing back up right into that high. So that's a clear SR. So at the time being, if we're saying this is resistance, right? So what we could do is do something like that, get back up, come back down. Once it is once that's done, deviation complete, play range band to range band in the mid range, and then play it back to the range low, and then that will be your plan as per se. So that's pretty much it. We're acting out resistance at the moment. Could it run up higher? It could well do it. I don't fucking know. We'll fucking find out soon enough, innit? So why am I going to be stressing about it? Looking at the daily, what's the daily showing me right now? That's what I'm looking for. So I'm like, all right then, cool. So I mean, we can push up higher. Where can we push up to? Well, if I just hide everything else, we're above the yearly open, right? Let me bring this up. What's going on, Narcliano? Man, put the polo shirt on. We're talking business. Caught me off guard, bro. Oh, fucking hell. I need to light up another cigarette now, innit? Fucking dickhead. Oh, shit. Caught me off guard, bro. Jesus Christ. Where was I? There we go. Feel bad now. Where was I? So we're above the yearly open. This is the yearly open right now. I gotta start smoking. It's true. I do gotta start smoking. But you know, it is when you're trading, when you're day trading, bruv. Yeah. Try not smoking while you're day trading. That's what it is. Try not smoking. I don't know what you're gonna do. Like, I don't want to eat, and I don't want to gain weight. There's a lot of people that like my health is important to me, so I don't want to gain weight as well. But I don't want to sit down at home and just stuff my face with food. You know, it's unhealthy. It's a very unhealthy thing. A lot of people do that as well. I don't have the habit of doing it, and I don't want to get started doing it. So let it be what it be, right? So anyway, what we're looking at, what the fuck was I looking at? Oh yeah, yearly open. That's it. Jesus Christ, you guys caught me off guard, man. God damn it. So the yearly open is this, right? So you see this low over here, the flat body candle. There's a flat body candle there. That was the yearly open, right? So that's the yearly open. Above the yearly open is bullish. Below the yearly open is bearish. Okay, everyone understands, right? Richard, what's going on? See you, Ron. How you doing there? So yeah, so above the yearly open, bullish. continuation. So if I'm looking for bullishness on the daily, how am I looking for it? Well, it's what's holding the market for the time being. You see this here, this high here, that's the pivot. So on the daily, I've got support. On the weekly, I'm approaching resistance. So what's gonna happen? I'm not too sure. How you doing, Don Trades? Evening. Good to have you here as well. Don's saying that he's new, so welcome. It's a pleasure having you here as well. Really, really appreciate that as well. Smash the likes, by the way, if you don't mind as well. So, by any means, by the way, as well. I know I go off on one as well, and I just took a lot of price action wise. If you guys have any trouble understanding, do let me know, and I can just break it down slowly for you guys. It's not a big deal for me, okay? So on the daily, we are acting like, is this support? As long as it holds above this high here, whatever the wick is, it might wick into the yearly open, hold support, bullish market structure on the 4 hours, or even the 1 hour. Take the longs, what we're looking for, this high there, and then we're looking for last week's high. Okay, so that's the area of targets that we're looking for in terms of bullish perspective. What's capping the market? Everything you gotta look at what's capping the market. Well, if I just change the colors, get a box out, let's have a look what we got here. For the time being, I'd see this low over here is doing this whole fuckery. This whole thing is doing a bit of a fucker right there. So that's what this. So you see this low here, the body candle. Find support, does the deviation, gets it back above, finds resistance, sells off there, comes down to these low, double bottom, runs the highs there. There's a deviation above this area and then sells off. So it comes to resistance, comes up again, is at resistance. So is it a resistance to sell off there? So I'm not too sure. I think this will be a lot more clear after FOMC. If I'm looking for shorts, right, what I'm looking for is for price to come back down, get back by the yearly open, find me bearish market structure. Then I'm looking for these liquidity here, fill out the inefficiency. I'm probably looking to go into this area here as target 1. That's been a weekly range bound environment right here. So Monday's range actually. Go, that's target 1, step back into the range, play it back down to the mid range, play it back down to range low, and then the target as we're looking for these lows there. That's pretty much it. Like in terms of the bearish, if it's going to find resistance, if it's going to be bullish, what I'm looking for is basically getting back above, hold above it, take these motherfucking highs, and then we can come back into this particular area there. And that's pretty much it. And so if the dollar index is pushing up, I'm expecting ES to push down. Now ES is at resistance. What is the resistance? So if I bring this wall up here, what you got here? You got also around here is January quarter. Yeah, that's right. Actually, you know what? It's a very good point. It's a very good point. In terms of the January's quarters range itself. I mean, look, if you got if I draw a range band environment, that's January's high, that's January's low right here. Let's have a look. That's January's high. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. Let's do a Fibonacci instead. January's high, that's January's low right there. That's the range band environment. We're pretty much above the mid range. So if it's above the mid range, what we're looking for is something like this. Let me just bring this up there, drop it to the 4. How does it look like? Yeah, it looks pretty. It looks like it's going to run up the highs into these areas there. So that's January's high. What we've done is we're taking that January's mid range low. And that's the mid range. Okay. So there is a validity, and on the smaller time frame, the more small I go into, the more valid it is for longs. What's acting as support? Look at this as a pivot right there. That's acting as support there. So if I'm going to be wrong, where am I completely wrong? This is my invalidation. As long as we hold about this, we're looking to play it up into this area here to fill out all this fair value gap and literally come back into this block. That's the last up candle to send the market back down. That made the January's high itself. That'll be a target there. And then see if we take out the liquidity at January's high. And then from there, we'll see what happens. If we hold above it, great. If we don't, what I'm looking for, play back down, take the fucking shorts, confirmation, play back to the mid-range, and back down to the range low. That's pretty much it. Okay, that's it. ES. Let's focus on ES. ES, in terms of what's going on. Can't trust the man who smokes in his room. You can't. Social, you really can't trust the guy who smokes in his own trading room. Bruv, come on, bruv. I think smoking is a good thing, you know. I mean, I'm not saying, yeah, smoke everybody, but I think it's fucking alright, you know. It could be worse, bruv. But imagine I was doing something dodgy here, man. That's when you got fucking problems here. I think it's okay. Big love, though. Appreciate that. That's the guy you can't trust the most, mate. Fucking hell. Right. So S&P. S&P approached the September's high. Okay. So let me just recap this quickly. Right. It is a weekly. Let's just drop it down to the weekly so we know what's going on. I'm going to talk about 2 sets of ranges. Number 1, we'll talk about September's range. Right. So we're finding resistance at September's high. Found resistance over here, resistance there, resistance and resistance. Great. Okay, cool. That was one. September's high, September's low, the mid-range. We come up to the range highs, we're finding resistance. What does that mean? We're coming back to 75% range and then sending back to the mid-range. That's what we're looking for. So it does make sense for the dollar index to push up. Okay? Now, if it does make sense for the dollar to push up, we expect ES to start pushing down. So if the ES is pushing down, what we're looking for on the weekly wise, right? Let me just hide everything off. And what I've been focused on is between this high here and this low there. Why this high and this low there? If I just narrow this, whoopsie daisy, if I narrow this all down and just literally put in the range highs and the range highs and lows and the mid range, it makes a bit of sense here. So what do we see? So you can see quite clearly this candle here took out the liquidity of that weekly candle itself. So take out the lows. So if you had stops there, to get the lows, held support, held support, held support, break market structure, push up to the mid-range, and look where we found resistance, right into the mid-range, pushes back down, right back into the breaking market structure, the high that where the breaking market structure happened, finds support there, pushes back up, closes below it, that's not a problem there, rallies up, finds support, pushes up into the highs there. And all we did is find resistance, and we're pushing down. So it's looking weak. ES is looking weak, so we have to agree with that. What's going on, Carl? How you doing, Gar? Good to have you here, man. I'm doing all right, man. You don't have to apologize for being late, brother. No one ever has to apologize for anything, man. So if I'm looking at where's the market trap, bro? What's capping this whole market as it is? Like, where's the price is being stuck at? Well, to me, short term, it's this low and this high here. All right, that's what's capping the market as it is, right? As you can see, we pretty much found resistance. It was an order block right over here, which found the resistance and then sells off, became a lower high, and then we come back, take out the liquidity, we close below there, it's all perfectly fine. So that's the low there, and that's the mid-range, approximately around here. Okay, we close below the mid-range, we're looking to come back down over here. Do we hold support, bullish market structure, push up to the mid-range, and then come into these highs to take this double top, because it's like a double top there, and look at the take out the liquidity? That's a possibility. I don't fucking know. We'll find out really, really soon. Or does he actually come back down, finds resistance, breaks down, and then sells off? Well, we're going to be looking to sell off. Well, pretty much, I think we're going to come back to the original high here. That's it. That's what I'll probably say right over here. So that's a possibility. And if he does find bearish market structure, then we can start narrowing it down for a short itself. So looking at the daily, what we're looking at the daily itself. So on the daily, right, it's all naked chart, man. Nothing too special here. So we've kind of broken we've broken the trend line there. Do we come back, find a retest of here, breaks down and then sells off? That's a possibility. It's on the daily I'm looking for. If it's gonna retest, where would I like for it to retest? I'd like for it to retest off this at least and find bearishness. So something like this, come back down and then play it back down, take out the liquidity of, well, literally last week's low, which will be this low over here. Take out this low over there and then sell off. What we're looking for, this will be an area there. This is your confirmation for you to go and take the lows back into this area. That's all it is. That's all I'm looking at. So if I bring in my levels, what do we have? Bring on the 4 hours. How do we play this out? Let's narrow this down a little bit more further. Delete that. I don't need that no more. Delete this. I don't need that no more. I was playing a bit of a range bound environment last week. It was all perfectly fine. Hit target. It was all easy peasy lemon squeezy. Okay, cool. So we got this 4 hour range over here. All right. Let's just focus between this area here. Right. So what we're playing at, that's the range high, the weekly range high that we just talked about. And that's the weekly mid range. Okay. Down here is the weekly range low. So we're not going to talk about that just yet. We're going to focus on the level to level range. Okay. So just play this simple, nothing too complicated, as you can see right over here. So fuck it. Let's bring out the range low as well. Bring the range low down there. Because then we can talk about the expansion on the downside. Cool. That's it. Everyone understand that? Did I chart Elon? No, I didn't chart ESR. I didn't chart that, brother. I'm not gonna say that, bro. John, come on, bro. Fucking John. So what are we looking at? So what's holding the market support right now? So really and truly, I mean, if I'm looking at this right, and I narrow this down right, so what's capping the market? The mid range comes in about around somewhere, a little bit lower, about there. I think that's about right. Is that right? Yeah, pretty much bang on there actually. Anyway, doesn't really matter. So we've got the week starting tomorrow. Do we do a push up right into the mid range right between this high and this mid-range over here, and then do some deviation, come back down, bearish market structure. Then I can look for targeting these lows over here, and then if I want to front run into these highs over here, that'll be target 1, that'll be target 2, and then we go to target 3. That's it. Pretty much simple as that. What we could do at the same time, so if this was the last down candle, send the market up, right over here. Well, it wasn't really a down candle, but you can see right here. Like we've never really retested this block over here. All we've done is come up, float around the fucking shit, pop up, deviation, resistance, come back as support into the mid range, come back down, float out to nowhere, push up into the highs, and then come back down, and we're floating again. So all I'm looking for is just a retest of this. So if we got the plan for us to shoot back down from the mid range into this area, what I'm looking for is, do we actually hold a support? Let it do, well, he can do whatever the fuck he wants to do, something like this. Once I get back up and hold bullish market structure, this is my confirmation. Play it back to where? Mid-range, into the mid-range. See if we can actually play it back into this area there. Oops, let me just make this a bit more straight. This area here, and squeeze it back up to the weekly range high. That's all it is, simple as that. Now, if that happens, and we actually are coming from range low, range high, and we're coming back to the range low, all we're going to do is let it come back down, find the bearish market structure, continuation of that, find resistance of the lows, and what we're looking for, target 1, I'd say probably taking out this liquidity over here. Target 2 will be here, and then target 3 will be the range lows itself. That's it. So that's target 1, that's target 2, and then we're looking for target 3 down over here. That's it. Bob's Jungle. Nothing else to actually look more to it, past it. Now BTC, right? I'm still in the trade right now in BTC. Now BTC, let me actually run it down. I'll run it down, right? I'll explain it to you. So I actually posted on Twitter. Let me show you. Find it somewhere. What the fuck was it? That's Blur. I'm in the Blur trade. What's Blur saying actually? Am I getting stopped out on Blur? Probably am. It was really aggressive, but if I got stopped out, I got stopped out. No, I'm still in the trade. I didn't get, yeah, fine. I just wanted to actually hold this high. Kind of. Well, that's a whole different story anyway. So fuck that. So BTC, let's talk about BTC, right? So BTC, right? What happened was that on the, where was it? Yeah, literally this was the plan. I wanted to see hold January's high, bullish market structure. I'm looking for target July's high, and I'm looking at the target at this order block there. It's a 5-minute order block there, and I've got my target for these highs there. So when price come up to here, I shanked off about 25% of the trade itself. It was close to my eyes there. I could collapse the whole thing, but I've kept, I mean, my stops are break even at the moment, so I might tighten it up below whatever the deviation is below the July's high itself, just to give me a bit of breathing space. But then we got the Monday's range, so we'll see what happens. I think I just might as well cut it quite soon. If I do, then we'll see what happens anyway. But really and truly, what happened was yesterday, I was watching this during Asia. Just a recap. Let me just mark out my levels so you guys can see what I'm looking at. So this was January's high, and that's July's high, right? And then as you can see right up there is the order block that we got there. Okay, that's all it is. That's the order block there, and you can see that we're finding resistance off the order block there. Okay, so what happened was last night I started looking at this, and on the 1 minute it shows bullish market structure, and it started grinding up, and it looked like all we did a stop run of this. We find a spot of January's high. I'm not ready to short. When I want to short, I'll explain to you what I'm looking to short the market itself, and then pushed up, grinded up into here, mid-range into July's high, and we pushed up right over here in this order block there. So here I collapsed 25 around here. I collapsed 25% of the trade, and we're still finding support there. Does it run up higher? I don't know. We'll talk about that really soon. Yeah, so that's my trade as it is. But if I was to bring up the 1 week, let's just bring up what the fuck's happening. And this is the thing is, right, look, if you look at BTC, right, we had 2 weeks of up candle, right, and ES, right, if you look at it this way, we had 2 weeks of down candle. So we're kind of on our own. Do you know what I mean by that? That's what I'm talking about. Like, we don't have that symmetry going on. So normally if ES is going up, we see BTC going up, and if ES is going down, we see BTC going down. That's what we tend to see. But there's been a bit of an issue. So when you think about November, we know we got the FTX, the whole FTX situation. Now BTC dropped, but ES grinded. So it wasn't following what ES was doing, because obviously we had a bit of a news event of the whole SAM shit. But this time now, we're now pushing up, And when we're pushing up, right, this is all on the weekly. What are we doing? Bring up my levels. Let's see what's going on there. As you can see quite clearly, let me delete that. I don't need that no more. I don't need this no more for now, right? When the time comes, I'll bring it back up. So we are at this particular range high here. So I can agree there's resistance over here, right? So, which is why I'm still taking little day trades, there's no swing position for me. I haven't got anything to, to actually swing it. I'm just looking at what the possibility are for me going ahead in the next, for this week itself. I know FOMC comes out. FOMC, if they start talking about soft landing or whatever, you can expect a massive rally into the upside there, right? So we'll talk about the bullish plan in a moment. Let's just talk about what this range is saying right now, okay? So we've got July's high, July's low. That's all it is, and that's the mid-range. Clearly, find support, 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 support over here. This is the deviation. We'll step back in the range. Could we continue the range-bound environment? If it's a range-bound environment, I want to see us break down. Then I'm like, all right, cool, whatever it is, take the lows, take the shorts, back into the mid-range, see how we do. If we get bullish market structure, cut the trade, because we'll push back up to the range highs. But if we come back down, continuation of bearish market structure, then I'll take, continue the trade back into the range low. That's what I'm looking for. Nothing else. Nothing too crazy. I'm quite going to be very, very assertive around the mid-range. The reason why around the mid-range is because, well, if you look at it this way, delete that. What's this high here? That's November's high. We found support in November's high. And also with November's high, that's last quarter's high. Don't believe me? Let me delete all this. Show you the 3 quarters, the 3 months. And as you can see, that's November's high and it's November's low. What we've done so far, in 1 quarter so far, we've pushed up, taken out the last quarter's high and the previous quarter's high. That's what we've done. We've taken liquidity out, wiped it all out. Is it going to go for a run on the upside? We'll talk about that in just a second. But let's just get the bearish scenarios out of the way. I know, let's be honest, right? Everyone would love to be bearish, right? To be bullish. Everyone would love it. Whether you're bearish or whatever, deep inside, you're a bull at heart. Everyone wants it. Why? Because it's just good for spot bags. It's just easier to trade. So much more easier. Just when it's choppy, it's harder for the average Joes itself to actually make the trade itself. But we haven't got bullish conditions at the moment. We haven't fully got bullish conditions. We got the Chinese coming out saying they've injected 92 billion into the market. Got the Chinese coming out and saying about they're gonna go retail in June. In June the 1st as well. So June's going to be the retailers are allowed to actually to trade on the in China, and we know the Chinese have money, right? It's not the Americans, it's not the Europeans, it's the fucking Chinese, man. These are the guys that are fucking killing it. Let's be honest. Have a look around your house. If you're pro America or pro whatever your country's from, right, or pro France or England or whatever, just what are you wearing? Where's it from? It's from China, bro. The iPhone's from China. Let's be honest, it's assembled it's assembled in America, but it's made in China. So they've been freaking, killing it non-stop as well. So excuse me, sorry about that. So let's just be honest, right? What's gonna happen? We don't fucking know. So how do I actually narrow this all down into a trade, right? So what's going on? Anyway, yeah. How do we narrow this down to a trade? What would I say that will make me comfortable to take a short? Am I comfortable taking a short here? You can take a short. Where's going to be your stop loss? Right here. That's the high. But we could spike up and come back down and then break down and then goes to the mid range and then go back to the range low. That's a possibility. How do you prepare yourself? It's one thing thinking to yourself, yeah, well, we're coming at resistance, right? So resistance, this could be a deviation and we should be pushing down. That's one thing. But does it do that? If you look at it this way, just take ES for example. ES came at resistance at September's high. We made a high, and look how many times it tapped the range high itself. Look, I'll show you. That's September's high. 1 day, 2 days. Well, not this day doesn't count. 3 days, 4 days, 5 days worth of tapping onto this before if it was to reclaim and hold above it, look for the longs and whatever. But we did 5 days worth of tapping on that range high and we couldn't break it, and then all it's done, it just comes back down and we've taken out this low. That's what we've done. Okay, so it's not strong. It's not strong. And then could that same thing happen for BTC? Quite potentially. We could just tap down several days, and we've done that. If you look at it, we've done it 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5. This is the 5th day. We're at the range high. This is the range high, not this liquidity here. I'm talking about the range high itself. That's what it is. So, do we do one more stop run? Quite potentially. I don't know. If it is going to be, what am I looking for, right? So, the faint purple line here is January's high, all right? I want you to remember January's high. This is February's, I think February's open was here, right here, okay? This is February's open, is that right? No, right here, right there. That's the candle there, so this is it, okay. This is February's open, wherever the fuck it is. Where the fuck are you? Somewhere around here, right? Some shit like that, that's it. So, as you can see, pushed up for February's open, found resistance at January's high. Look how pivotal that point is. Found resistance there, comes back down to February's open, lose it, resistance, comes back up, there's a deviation, comes into this order block right over here, sells off, finds a bit of resistance, and then sells off into July's mid-range, and coming into November's high right over here, finding support before it rallies up, coming into February's open, and smashing that shit out of it, right? Let me just delete that. Smashing that, coming back into and taking liquidity at July's high and liquidity at 25.2k. So that's going to be a pivotal factor. It's going to two pivotal factors. Number one, it's going to be January's high, and number two is February's open. Right? So far, this is February's low. Well, oops, this is February's low, and it's February's high. So if I was to do a range band environment, and if I just draw a range, just for the sake of argument, right? Let me just squeeze, whoopsie daisy. Let me do that. What the fuck am I doing? I have no freaking clue. That's about it. That should do. Yeah, cool. Done. Delete that crap. Let me do January's, February. Don't know why I've got this. Do 1.5. Remove your ass. Let's squeeze you back up over here, right? And let me just squeeze you back over here. And let's see what we've got. Right, so we've got something like this. Right. And I'm just gonna mark out these levels here and I'm gonna delete it. Okay, that's what it is. It's the mid-range. And there's the range high. Okay, and I'm gonna mark out one more thing as well, which is the February's open. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. So we've got a few levels here. That's February's open, and that's January's high. I'm gonna delete everything, make this nice and clear so everyone can understand. So what we got here is the current February's low, current February's high. Do we go higher? I don't know. We'll figure it out as it is. But I'm just going to use this as a base, just for me to actually think what we're looking at think about what we're what's at hand at the moment, what we're looking at, what's causing the problems, what's causing the resistance, the support, and whatever. How do I look for a plan? How do I look for a trade? That's all it comes down to. I'm just looking for an opportunity for a trade. Okay. So that's January's high and that's February's open. Okay, I want to touch base on that in just a second. Found resistance, come back up. There's a deviation, support, right? So our first line of defense at this very moment is January's high. If you're looking for longs, you want to see January's high to hold the support. You then also want to make sure that that the mid range of the current month that we're playing at holds the support and the monthly open. Because what we could do is two things, right? If whatever the fucking run is, right? If it does this, right? There's bearish market structure and we do, we run these highs and we start breaking down and then we do a deviation of this, play back down. I'm quite happy for a trade to go back into January's open, right? Then if we hold below, right? Bearish market structure, I'm happy to play it back into the mid-range, and that's the mid-range of the current month as it is. Well, we'll have to move a little bit and whatnot. Then looking for the February open. At the February open, it needs to hold its place. If it holds its place, great. Cut the trade. Then I'll take the longs, play it back into January's open, hold above January's open, take the longs over here. Now, if we come to the January's open and we do a deviation and then we run it back down, right? Then I'll be looking for the shorts. Then I'll be open to shorts again. So I'm looking at playing the market back and forth. I don't have a clear sign for me to say, yo, we're short here. The only thing we can say is that we're at resistance. I get you, but what if it's a breakout? I'm not too sure, but I'm just breaking this down in the 4 hours. That's all it is. Everyone follow me so far. No one's confused by what I'm looking at right now. Yeah, so C-Run is saying if it doesn't break up, we are at the top of the range. Perfect entry for short, but I think we all want more bullish momentum. I agree. C-Run is correct. It's like if you want to be short right now, this is your invalidation right now. This high here. That's all you got based on as well. But I don't know if we're gonna wick it up. That's a possibility. I've got a long going on. If we wick it out and breaks down, then fine, I'll take the shorts then, just as we talk about here. Now, at any moment, once we come back down and we start losing February's open, that is bearish enough because we're now done the deviation of February's range. We're playing back to where? This high. Oops. Okay, now. This high over here. And then back into the lows over here. The current February's lows over here. So that'll be a target there, and that'll be another target there. That's it. Then if we break down, then we'll see what the deal is. You have to remember, what's key about this level is, let's bring this back up again, that is the current February's range as well. And what's key about this level here, right there, this across over here, is July's mid-range. So once you lose July's mid-range, then you're looking for the shorts, which we discussed about, to go down into like the freaking July's low, which is around 80.6k. So there's momentum of support at the moment. Is it true that the Chinese really are buying? If I was a trader, I wouldn't, like, if you miss out this trade, like for example, if you miss all this leg up here, I can't see myself buying because market structure is still bullish at the moment. That's one thing we can agree. That's the low. Can you guys see that? No, you can't. There you go. So market structure wise, at the moment, that's the low, that's the higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. We are still making high highs, so far so good, which is why it helps if we get back below January's open, January's high, breaks down, then we can look for taking the shorts as it is. That's when I start looking for the shorts. Now, what happens, right, if we don't get what we planned for, right? Let me delete this stuff. What happens, right, if he doesn't do this spike up there and then come back down, and I'm still looking for the shorts, right, and he decides to come back down and breaks down over here, would I look for shorts? Not necessarily. Short-term shorts you can look for going to January's open, right? That's the short-term short. By that time, I've already freaking cut it. I'm not I'm not holding it down to my open there. I may have bagged some profits there. I'll have to see what we do in the next. Not a fan of it. I'm just not a fan of it for longs at this very moment in time. But we'll talk about the breakouts. I mean, this could go sideways for the whole of freaking tomorrow and up until FOMC, and then we have the volatility move, like it's like freaking going crazy, like fucking yeehaw motherfuckers. I don't know, so something like that. But what will make me more confident for me to take shorts, because it's all about increasing the probability, right? So I know I've got it, and that's saying that we don't take this out. Let the price do its thing, whatever it wants to do. Once we get back below here, lose the fucking low over here, right? Bearish market structure. I'm happy to take a short here. I know my invalidations here. Play it back down into the mid-range. From the mid-range, we'll see how we do. Hold above it, get bullish market structure. Then I look to cut the trade. But if it does start breaking down, then I'll be like, let's go, motherfuckers. 20.4k going to 18.9k, whatever that low is. Basically July's low. That's the only way for me to be bearish. Okay. Now let's talk about the thing that we all want to see: bullish market structure. How do we get on board, right? What do like am I gonna go for longs? Am I looking for longs to play these longs all the way up to 30k? No fucking way. At the moment, there's nothing for me to say, yeah, we're going to 30k just yet. How would I look for longs there? So what's capping the market at the moment, right? Let's bring this up like that. Cool. It's basically this 25.2k. This high itself is capping the market. We're finding resistance right over here. So clearly, if that's resistance, if we get back above it, let it do its thing, right? Hold above it, bullish market structure. Then I'm like, you know what, motherfuckers? That's it. We're already making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. This could be a higher high, then that's a higher low, and then this is the higher high. This could well be it. The momentum is bullish. If the momentum is bullish, why fight against it? The only reason why I'm a little bit cautious now, right, speaking wise, I mean, Total 2 is a whole different story. Excuse me, alts is a different story that I'm not going to touch base on this as well. I do think alts does have a bit more of a room up on the upside. I do generally believe that. But this is BTC. We're just talking about BTC and Ethereum, nothing else, nothing too complicated. We'll do the alt stream probably Thursday or something like that, around Thursday. I've done it 2 weeks in a row on Thursday, so I might as well stick to Thursdays anyway. So, I mean, like the plans that we had for the alts last week actually planned out really, really well. So, congratulations to all of these guys. What are you saying, Martin? How you doing, brother? So, that's the only way for me to be bullish. And then when it gets bullish, right, and it holds above here, What am I looking for target one? Well, target one, I'm just going to go conservative off this low, 28k. From 28k, right, that's target one. Then I'm looking for, what the fuck do we do? Next target will be this here, this low here, which will around nearly 30k. And then do we go into these highs over there, right, which is about 32k, right? Into here, that's the next set of targets. And then we go into the third target there. At any moments, we find that if we find resistance and starts breaking down, something like that, bearish market structure, find resistance, cut the trade, off we go. We'll see what happens. Maybe we come into here and then retest over here. I mean, what we could fucking do, let me just give you an example, right? Is I've got this key low here. Let me show this bad boy over here. So this key low, oopsie daisy, there we go. That's it. I have it like that. So the key low I've got is this low here, right? We could do this, something like this. Come back up, bullish market structure, do something like that, come back down, take the shorts, off we go, find support off the July's high, reclaim this low there, pop it back up. This is a bigger plan. Bullish market structure, run it up to 44k. I mean, take out these highs there, fill out the inefficiency, go to 44. Well, 44k is right over here, which is the freaking range bound environment. What range band am I talking about? Well, let me bring up another chart, clear this all up, and I'm talking about this one over here. This is the daddy of all daddy's range. This is where like freaking hearts were hurt, hearts were made, arrogance came about, people were buying cars and watches. Even I was buying watches and cars, so but you know what I mean, you know, like this is where we thought we were kings and, you know, queens and all that kind of stuff. This whole situation over here in this range, we thought we were freaking gangsters. We thought we were cartels. We thought we were the triads. We thought we were freaking yakuzas and shit like that. We thought we were killing it. Evidently, no, we weren't. Instead, freaking bear market. So it does make sense from a macro point of view. Excuse me there. From a macro point of view, this is the first quarter's range low, and that's the first quarter's range high. Sorry. What is the first quarter? Nish is just cracking up as well. He knows what I'm talking about. It's fucking crazy. Let's be honest, isn't it? Like, bear mans are talking about freaking, like, you see loads of pictures of cars, innit? You got like the freaking Lamborghinis, the Ferraris, the Bentleys, the Aston Martins, the freaking Audi RS, the R8. You had all these crazy things. You got the Patek Philippe's were coming out, the Rolex was coming out. There was a bunch of craziness was going on, right? Party, you know, and whatnot. It was a great moment. It was a great time. Those who lived it, and you know, and waste their money, they wasted their money. You know what can I say? But like Saladin says, isn't it? If you want to destroy an army without war, I did. This is actually a fucking bar though. I ain't gonna lie to you. Shout out to fucking Saladin. Let's have a look. I'll show you. Bring it up there. That's it. Don't like literally this is it. If you want to destroy any nation without war, make adultery or nudity common in the young generations. Obviously, I'm not saying like there's war going on. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying if you think, because I was reading his book, right? I was reading a biography. Pretty much a banging book, actually, to be honest as well. And so what happened is like anyway, yeah. So yeah, what was going on is like it's just a saying. It's just a saying. Nothing too special anyway. But like the reason why I'm saying I brought this up, I'm not relating war and crypto together. What I'm trying to relate to is, if you remember in 2021 and 2022, we had a lot of simps, the whole sex thing as well. Women was coming out of nowhere. There a lot of nudity on Twitter. Like a lot of guys would actually fell for the whole women situation and weak minded, you know, being weak about it, and fall for the whole vagin, you know, like as Borat would say, the vagin is the vagin. You would never get this. You would never get this. La 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 la. If you remember the Borat film, innit? What's going on, Hugh Janus? How you doing? But anyway, so but literally, like what I want you to remember is that don't fall for it. Don't let this get to you. Don't ever do that, right? Like women, they come and go. Women look at you as men and they say, you guys come and go. It was a massive distraction. It's a massive distraction. There's no need for it as well, in my opinion as well. I think just stick to freaking have your goals, man. Just have your fucking goals. You know, don't waste your time on this shit. Like they come and go, and trust me, man, like they're not really worth your time. Right? They really aren't. And if you got experiences, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't have experiences, and hopefully you never have any, those shitty experiences, because it's just bad vibes. You know what I'm saying? It's just a waste of time, in my opinion. It's great, it's fun and whatever, but Like, who loses? It's you. You lost. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, how many people actually, was going partying, clubbing, and having women left, right, and center? Like, look, if that's the lifestyle you want to live, great. Do your own thing. I'm not telling you, it doesn't bother me. It's not my concern. But I'm just saying to you, most people lost. Most people couldn't control themselves. Temptation is a bad thing. And if you can't control your temptations, you lose, man. Many people that I'm pretty certain of actually, would have fell for the trap. And like, you're thinking that, oh yeah, this lifestyle is nothing is long lasting, all right? And nothing is gonna hold up there. So if you lived in an expensive lifestyle and all of a sudden the market start crashing, all of a sudden it hits you hard. And I don't want anyone, I don't want anyone to actually fall in for that. And I don't want anyone to actually, have an expensive lifestyle and then can't afford it. That's the hardest thing you can actually face, man. Like, alhamdulillah, I've got a good life. And I'm okay. I'm good. I'm good there. Do I bank? Kenneth is asking, do I accept a bank transfer? I don't have a credit card. Yeah, I do. Yeah. You're talking about the country club? Just DM me, and we can talk about that after. Okay. But yeah, hard men create good times. Weak men create hard times. 100%. See you on 100%. How can you have an expensive life if you're poor? Well, do you know what it is? You can have an expensive life when the bull market is there. At the time you think you got money, you see probably see $500,000 in your account. You probably see 200K in your account, or maybe a couple of million in your account, and you think, yeah, you know what? I'm a boss. Everyone thinks that they're freaking King Henry VIII. You know, that's what it is. King Henry VIII had 6 wives, didn't it? We all know what happened to that. Well, if you didn't even know, Bob's your motherfucking uncle. Yeah, there you go. What's going on, Basha Daily? Shorting all the way up. Bless you, Martin. That's a good one. But yeah, anyway, let's focus on this. So, have another cigarette as well. Got to focus. As a wise man said, you can't trust a man who smokes in his own trading office. Don't fucking trust me. Well, like you do you, innit? Well, that's what it is. You do you. I've given my point of view, my 2 cents. The rest is entirely up to you. Anyway, back to the trades. So this is the first quarter's low. This is the first quarter's high. If someone's asking, audio's all good, no interference now. Yo, alhamdulillah, Bombiggy, man. We were having troubles with that shit. So hopefully this actually sorted out. I did spend a good 45 minutes messing about, Bombiggy. I did really try. I lost a lot of time messing this about, but hopefully this does well. Yeah. BMW is my car. Bro, I got a BMW too, man. I love it. I got an X5 and a fucking 5 Series recently as well. I bought a nice 5 Series. Really, alhamdulillah, really nice as well. I was looking. Do you know what? Do you know what? I was tempted. Should I buy audio? Do you know what? Like I said, we'll talk about like these alt trades on Thursday itself. But we'll talk about that on Thursday. What's going on, Ed? Walaikum salam, brother. Got the M5. Ooh, the M5 is mad though. I gotta say. It is fucking crazy. I test drove it. I was like, this is mad. But then, like, when you look at the 540i, it's like the M5, but without the jazz and whatever. And it depends on what you're looking for. But the M5 is nice. Do you know what I like the most? Oh, we're going in cars, man. We're literally going off topic here. So sorry about that. Range is your car. Fucking the SVR, bruv. There's 2 cars I'm looking at. 2? No, 3 cars I'm looking at. Well, really 2. The Range Rover SVR is one thing I'm looking to get as well. No intention of buying it now. I was tempted. I was really tempted probably about 2 weeks ago. Really, really tempted because, like, obviously the market was going up and whatnot. I'm like, yo, I should just fucking buy an SVR one time, done. And I thought, nah, don't be stupid. Then I came across, because like, if you guys are aware, like, my favorite car, my dream car is the DBS Superleggera, Aston Martin DBS. And then I thought to myself, yo, so I was looking around. Chat to you guys for a moment. Fucking story time now. Ooh, you know what? Bombiggy 180D 2005 with the doors not closing. That sounds like a fucking dream, bro. That sounds like the shit. I'll tell you something though. My first car was a Clio. Was a fucking Clio, right? Purple looking motherfucker, right? I think it's blue. In my opinion, it's blue. Some of you guys think I'm colorblind. I don't think I am colorblind. I think you guys are. But like, I generally think, yeah, Richard, here we go. So, my first car was a Clio, £800, bruv. My dad bought that for me. Like, basically what I was doing, right? So when I was working freaking 40 quid a week, right? I'll give 20 quid to my mom. And I kept 20 quid in my pocket every single week. And like 10 weeks go by. It was mad. It was mad. So the first purchase I did from working, right? I was working in a pharmacy, in a chemist. I bought my dad for his 40th birthday a Hugo Boss watch. It was a fucking mad gangster watch anyway. Alhamdulillah for that. He was mad happy. But so I got a Clio. So I wanted to buy a car. And I was like, my dad was like, listen, you're not going to get a car that's more than £1,000, right? Like the cheaper the better. And I was like, what the fuck? And he's like, look, you got two options in it. Because I wanted to get out of the house. Like with my dad in it, honestly speaking, right? Like at that time, me and my dad was clashing. I didn't understand. Like it took me a little while to understand the relationship of a father and to understand the love of a father. It's very difficult. My dad's old school anyway, really difficult. But he gave me an opportunity because what happened was I had freaking oh man, I had the opportunity to go to Liverpool. I took a gap year because my dad was like was against the whole thing, and he turned around and said, listen. Like, you're not going. And I was like, I didn't swear at him, obviously. I was like, you freaking lost your mind, you old man. I literally said that to him as well. And he's like, look, if you go, I know for a fact you're never going to come back. And I was a very hot-headed guy back then as well. I've got a lot, like, look, I'm 31 years old. I've got a lot of experiences for someone who's actually 31. Seen a lot of shit, done a lot of shit. Lost my, some of you guys know some of the stories as well, like losing my best friend and whatever. It was dumb. A lot of things happen. And I'm sure you guys actually have your stories, and I'd love to hear it one day. So my dad convinced me that he would let me get a car. Instead of going to Liverpool, go to Leicester. So I went to De Montfort University. Shout out to DMU in it. And got a car, my Clio, bro. Fucking out. It was a 2000 year. It was a 2000. It was a W reg, right? But I think it was a W reg of 2000s or 99. I think something like that. Old ass Clio. I had a fucking subwoofer in the back. Like when you freaking when the sub was on max, right, the freaking car would shake. It was mad. Would pick up girls and shit like that. It was mad, you know. It was sick. But the one down thing was when it rains outside, it rains inside, bruv. Have you ever been in a fucking car that rains inside your fucking car and you get wet too, bruv? You do not want to be in my car then. I used to have like the passengers like, yo, I had like a tissue, like a box of tissue in it. And my boys would feel like, yeah, you're doing some nasty shit here. I'm like, no. You'll see one day. Don't worry. Like, hopefully you don't, but you'll see. So when it rains, I grab the tissue box. I'm like, yo, quickly, just fucking stop the leak in it. They're like, what do you mean leak? I'm like, trust me, it's gonna leak in a moment. But this one guy called Assad, like, he didn't believe me as well. And Assad was mad jokes. Him and my dad, like, he worked in home base. And he was a joker. Him and my dad had a really good relationship as well. Really good lad as well. I got a lot of love for the guy as well. Anyway, so like he was in the car and he'd never been in the car. Like this was in the early stages as well. And he's like, is that what you mean? I'm like, bruv, trust me, it's gonna leak in it. And then it's like, nah, it's not gonna leak. It's gonna be fine. It's your fucking car, bruv. It leaks in the so you got I had a sunroof, bruv. I had a Clio, I had a sunroof. It was gangster, bruv. Sunroof, right? And you got the lights in it. So when you got the lights there, that's where it would leak. So if I turn the car to the left, you know, like the freaking the water will spin on him. So I look for a roundabout and just go round the roundabout and we just spin on him. I'm like, give her up the fucking tissue, bruv. It was mad. I had some good times with my car, man. If you ask me what's the best car I had, has to go. I had a 3 Series. It was like an M3, bruv. It was kitted out, like, you know, not kitted out. It was rapid like a motherfucker. That M3 was a rapid motherfucker. That was. I think that was my best car, I'd say. That would be my best car. And then like I would go for the Clio next. That's second to me. So we've all had our cars and stuff like that. And I wish I could go buy that car back. It's gone to scrap now, but it is what it is. What model? Ooh, it was a 1.2, bruv. It was a 1. I had to try and find it. Let's just try and find a car. I think I might have a picture on Instagram. No, I don't have a picture on Instagram no more actually. Let me open this up. Delete this, right? Give me a second. Let's bring this up there. So let's go to Google. Right, Clio 2000 model 1.2. It's basically this kind of car, bro. That was my car, fam. It looked like this car. This car right here. It was the same color, bro. That's it, man. 38 miles to the gallon, fam. Fucking gangster shit, you know what I'm saying? ULEZ and everything, petrol and shit. Yeah, man. £595. Not bad, actually. She got this car instead of the fucking 5. It was a 2-door, bruv. It was mad. It was so sick. I had so much good. Brother, I would wash that car, I'd valet that car every single week. I was freaking looking after that car so well. Like, that car was my baby, man. It was my baby. Good times, man. What cars do you guys have, man? You tell me. I know, like, whoops, what the hell? Some women there. Oh, that was freaking how to. Yeah, that's it. You can see. I was trying to say how to actually set up Forky site. I was trying to set up everything as well as all that bullshit and whatnot. Let me go. This is all this Reddit and shit like that. Put a sticker on it. Buy one and pimp it. Yeah, you know what? And put crypto, bro. That's not bad actually. Put the Daink logo on it. Not everything has to be crypto all the time. Stories and lot. Yeah, man, 100%, 100%. But you know, it's mad. It's mad that, you know, like, you know, when I look back at where I come from, I'm like, alhamdulillah for everything. You know, I couldn't complain. I really couldn't complain. I generally couldn't, and like, I'd be a dickhead if I did. But yeah, let's get back into it. Let's get back into it. So this is the one thing is, right. So like I was discussing, right, that's the high that's capping the market right now, right? Temporarily, we're slightly above it. Could it be a deviation? We don't know. But if it is going to be bullish, hold above it, bullish market structure, you can take the longs over here. This key thing, this 28k is going to be key. Once we get back up and hold above it, whatever we fucking do and reclaim that 28k, find support above around like 30k and whatnot, then we know the floodgates open. Where does it open up to? 38k will be the next set of targets as target one, filling out all the inefficiency and looking at 44k. 44k is the mid-range. After 44k, if we hold above it, reclaim this higher there, bullish market structure, Bob's your motherfucking uncle, 61k, 62k comes on the table. We've got a long time to actually for this to happen. So if you guys are actually wondering, are you late to the run? But the only advice I can give you is a marathon, not a fucking race. Trust me, you got time. Like, if you're thinking, like, oh shit, I missed all this fucking run or whatever. Yeah, okay, you missed it, no problem. What, you're gonna mope about it? Nah, fuck that shit. Look for something else. Look for something to get in. You might have to actually work and actually save some money to actually put it into crypto. And I'm looking at it as a hodling point of view as well. I got into a couple of vaults, a number of vaults. Some of them have done really phenomenally well, really well, like spectacularly as well. Some of them is like, you know, just doing okay. It's not that great, but it's doing okay. Like Solana, I got in. I think I was average around $23. Is that $26? About just over 10%. Excuse me, I'm just burping a lot there. Sorry there. A bit disgusting that is. My bad. But yeah, that's literally it. Like, that's like, you know, we got time. Once you step into this range over here, right? Literally speaking, right? Delete all that shit. Once you step into this range, this whole range, you'd be focusing from here, from this high, from this mid to this low. That's why you'd be focusing level to level. Between there, you got the 25% range, so you can narrow this all down. You have no worries. You know, like, let's be honest, 2024, that's when we're gonna have the bullish momentum, the bullish scenarios, the bullish ideology. That's not the right one. What the word I'm looking for? Come on, someone help me out. The halving, right? That's the narrative, the bullish narrative. That's it. So we're gonna have the Bitcoin halving as well. Do the Chinese speed up the process from the blocks? Don't know. We'll have to see. It's interesting though if you think about it though. Just speaking about like the market itself. I'm gonna end this quite soon and just like have a little chat just about the Chinese itself, and then we're gonna end this as well. So you guys got the plan on Bitcoin. Actually, I'm gonna touch Ethereum. Fuck it. I'll touch Ethereum. I'll do that next quickly. But if you think about it as well, it's interesting though that you got the SEC is going after all these companies in the US. They're clamping down on crypto. They're trying to clamp down as much as possible. Right? That's number one. Binance is using Europe as a hub, especially Paris. Right? So that's number two. So businesses, especially crypto businesses, are going to be opening more in Europe because Binance, if you look at it this way, they're paving the way for legislation and working alongside with the law. So they're sitting down because you have to remember, right now, no one understands. Like the governments and all that stuff, they don't understand crypto. Fuck it, most of us don't even do. I don't fucking get it. If you ask me what has anyone read the white paper of Bitcoin, I guarantee you, 99% of us hasn't. I promise you this. If anyone has, then fucking fair play to you. I've never read the thingy, the white paper of Bitcoin. What does crypto do? Yeah, it's just an ecosystem and you make some money here and there. But what's he trying to do? You know what I'm saying? Is it Goonie saying that he hasn't read it? We haven't read it. And Goonie, and I know Goonie for a fact, he reads a lot of white papers and he hasn't read the fucking Bitcoin white paper, the bastard. But I was hoping he would actually give me the answer for it, but never mind. Hopefully he did. Bomb Biggie. Freaking hell, man. This guy, this uncle is something else. Excuse me. A legendary geezer as well. But that's one. I bet you no one else has as well. I think that's all of it. That's all of it there. But the thing is, so you look at the Europeans, it looks they're quite acceptive. If you look at Portugal, it was crypto free. Now it's not. Now you got to, apparently, I believe a friend of mine called Mr. M, shout out to Mr. M, was saying that like you have to be there for a year, then it's tax free. So John Caboose is saying magic money is magic internet money. What more do you need to know? Well, absolutely. That's the way I see it too. If you look at it this way, I think we all got to have that idea. Does Bitcoin really do something? Does the crypto market do something in the long run? I don't know. Maybe not in our lifetime. I don't know. But for now, I just want to make some money. That's all it is. So yeah, the Europeans are like so you got Portugal, you've got France is where Binance is doing is having the hub that CZ works very closely with the French ministers over there. So we're gonna start seeing companies open up, especially France. It's more of like a tech hub, if you look at it this way, especially crypto hub. It's there's a lot of companies there. Then you got the Chinese are actually now coming out and saying, yo, listen, we're gonna Dubai, yeah, Dubai is all well, not really crypto friendly at the moment. I think there's been a bit of an issue with crypto lately as well with Dubai. I can't remember. I remember reading it, but don't correct me. Don't correct me. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I do know this. There's a bit of an issue with Dubai's government with crypto currently speaking. I'm not 100% sure, but I remember seeing this. So, but then you're looking at the Chinese. Now the Chinese, Hong Kong is turning around and say, yo, listen, we're gonna start looking to accept crypto. We're gonna start, getting into crypto friendly. It's funny, for years upon years, I've been in the game since 2017. 5 years now. We're going to 6 now. 5.5 freaking years. Damn. Time flies by quickly. Anyway, I entered the day before the Chinese FUD, and it's funny. To me, what's really funny is this. The Chinese FUD came, it's been a bit of a scary thing. We've seen it in 2017. We've seen it in 2018. We've seen it like every time. And the last time we've seen it, I remember really, really well, was in 2021. Around, I believe it was May or April, around that time. That's when, of 2021. That's when we had the Chinese FUD. The Indian FUD had how they stepped in. I don't know where they came about, but they came in. But so that we had the Chinese FUD. Now all of a sudden, Hong Kong is turning around and saying, "Yo, listen, we're gonna be cool. We're gonna be blessed. Like, yeah, crypto all the way." Bit of a strange one. It's a bit, if you think about it, it's a bit sticky. Is it really gonna be bullish as everyone thinks it's gonna be? I do see a scenario of it being bullish. I do see it happening. So we'll have to see as the time comes by. Larry Binance Jr. said, Daink, do you have anything on chain like LP farm or strictly derivatives or majors? I don't actually. I would love to actually get, to actually go on to the whole on chain and LP farming and stuff like that. Because I know there's been a number of friends I actually have who made a killing, a massive, massive killing on LP farming as well. So I would love to actually, to stretch my the wings and go, spread a bit wider and see what happens, Goonie saying, myself and Thompson had a look at the white paper. Might not be a Ponzi, but it still makes me uneasy. Will likely still do well. Yeah, I agree. So we'll see what happens. So let's jump on to Ethereum and we'll call it a day. I do apologize. This has gone on for a bit longer than anticipated, but that's what happens. When I get into a conversation with you guys, I do care a bit to excited a little bit in a way, in its own way. So I want to touch base on one thing first. 2 charts. Number one, right, is this. We got July's range, right? So that's July's low. Whoopsie daisy. There we go. Bring this over here so you can see. So that's July's low over here, right? And that's July's high. That's the deviation. And all here, the majority of the time we have spent within the range itself, okay? I'm looking for a push up. If we can reclaim and hold above it, bullish market structure, run it to July's high, take out the liquidity there. And there's a fair value gap right here. That's a little one there. That's an order block right over here. Does it come into this area? Let me just highlight that. This area here. And break down. Right, oops. A breakdown. Finds resistance. Come back down. Does a breakdown into the quarterly second quarter's range low. And then, but the key is we're above November's high. So I'm leaning on bullish momentum here. Hence I'm looking for potential longs, short-term longs, nothing too crazy, but just short-term. So that's one thing. But I mean, if I were to narrow it down, it's literally this. If I go to the 4 hours, what do we have on mine? Do I have a little bit of a leeway? So as you can see, November's high in purple, the faint purple line, resistance, 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 a little bit of deviation. We come back up, pulls back down, support, support, support. So as long we hold, I mean, really and truly hold this low here, we're good to go for a bullish momentum on the upside. What's capping the market? So if I look at what the high is capping the market for me at the moment, it's literally short term will be, I'd say this high here. This high itself is causing a bit of a problem. Why? We've done a deviation here. Resistance, resistance, resistance. Slight deviation, but resistance. If we keep hitting it, right, all I'm waiting for is price to reclaim and hold above this bullish market structure. Off we go. Bob's your motherfucking uncle. Go into 1792. 1792 will be July's high. Then we'll see what happens next. That's one way. Another way you can look at it is this way. Is this a breakout? Is this a breakout? It could well be. You know, this is like a trend line. You can draw the trend line however you want. I'll be finding support, and then we find this bullish price action, reclaim these highs, off we go into 1792. That's would be great. So that's one way. Now for a long. Then after that, we'll see what happens from the order block. If you start stepping back up, looks for a breakdown, does a breakdown, take the shorts, off we go. Target 1 into 2021's low. Look at November's high. If we hold November's high, reclaim this level there, then we take the longs back up again, and then look for the breakout if he does do a breakout. Now, there's a reason why I'm saying if he comes into here, into November's high, and then reclaims this level here, this black line here, to push back up higher. We'll talk about that in just a second. I'm just talking about the shorts there. Okay. Now the shorts will be getting back below November's high. This is a bearish, bearish market structure. And then I know, well, this is all resistance. This was a resistance. All this was just a deviation of November's high. Then I play back down level to level, going back into liquidity. As we can see, I mean, like that'll be target 1, $1,600, which is actually the 75% of the January's high, July's range. And then target 2, I'll be looking for this area here, all right? Because this is a range band environment. You see this low here and this high here? That's a range band environment itself. Let me just try and draw that cross on that. And then it steps back below the November's high. Then we're going to target 2 right over here, okay? Once we lose this area here, play it back down to the mid-range. And then we'll see what happens next. Front run the shit out of it into here, all right? Fill out the inefficiency. That's the bearish play. Everyone understand that? Quite simple. Hopefully it is. Right. Now, the bullish play is this now, right? Remember what I said? November's high and that quarter low. Let me touch base on what do we have right over here. Okay, so this on the daily, it's Ethereum. I'm only bringing this up right on the bullish price action because just in case we do break up, because we could be range bounding in this whole range bound environment itself. We could just do this, come back to here, then come back to the yearly open. I don't know. We could well do whatever we want. I'm not too sure, but I'm gonna draw out the bullish plan just in case it does come out as what we freaking bullish. So we got this range low here. This is the second quarter of 2021's range low. That's the mid range, and that's the second quarter of 2021's range high. Now the reason why I've highlighted this one slightly different to BTC. BTC was the first quarter. Ethereum was the second quarter. All right. Reason why there was difference in quarters itself is because BTC was a powerful factor in the first quarter, and in the second quarter, that's when Ethereum started taking over, start holding the market there, and start pushing up as well. So you can see right of it, well, down over here behind my face for a second. This was just all a push up in the market right here. Consolidation in 2021, pushes up, grinds, pushes up, comes back down, comes in support, pushes up, takes these highs, off we go, support, support, rallies up high, come back for support, support comes back down, resistance, there's a deviation, resistance, breaks market structure, off it goes, mid range, pulls back down, range high. And then from range high, we did a deviation, bearish market structure, play back down to the mid range, we do a quick stop run right over here, play back down into the mid range, and we're below the range low there. So we've been staying below the mid range range low from May. It's been a long fucking time. And all we've done, right, is this a deviation? That's all we're because we've hit it first, we've done a deviation, hit it again second time, hit it a third time, that's a smaller deviation, hit it a fourth time, hit it a fifth time. How many times are we need to hit this level before it starts breaking up? That's all I'm wondering. Am I long? No, I'm not long. I just need it to set up. Excuse me. I just need the setup. So all I'm looking for in particular is I've got a particular high in mind. What is that high? Well, this high here. What is that high in particular? That is July's high. That's July's high there. Okay. So, well, July's high is over here, but that's the high itself. I mean, no, fuck it. Let's just do this across the board there. You can see it's July's high. July's high is actually the factor there. Do we do something like this? Come back up. Do something like that. Reclaim and hold above this. Bullish market structure. Then we say what the fuck we're looking for. That'll be the target there, taking these highs out. Oops, these highs over here. And then once we hold above it, we can run it to fill out the inefficiency over here. Then we're looking at 20, well, fucking, what's the number is? Around this level, yeah, around $2,700. That'll be the next set of targets there. And then $2,700 looking to the mid-range. After that, we'll see what happens if we come back down, hold support, whatever it does. Bullish market structure, run the motherfucker up back into the range high, which is around $4,400. We have time. It will consolidate. This could well be a full consolidation for 2023. I don't know. I just don't know. But these are all the plans in case it does be bullish. I've got the bearish plan in mind, looking for the mid-range of July's mid-range on Ethereum. I've got the bearish plan again, same thing, looking at July's mid-range on BTC. I've just got to see what happens. Be patient, be calm. Don't stress about it. What do I think about ADA chart? I'll cover this on Thursday. That's when I'll do the alts. I'm just talking about BTC and Ethereum. It has been an hour and 10 minutes as well. I appreciate your time as well, and I thank you each and one of you guys as well for actually just joining on the stream and listening to me as well. Hopefully, it has been helpful there. What I would advise is don't rush. Wait for FOMC to come in place. Let FOMC do its fuckery. Play the market afterwards. We got you got time. You got time. There's no need for you to stress on like if you feel like you miss alt, you don't need to rush into buying alts just yet. Because if you look at alts, for example, right? Oh, fuck it, I just touched base on it. Fuck it, I'll do ADA because it was asked at ADA. ADA right now, right? It's at resistance, right? If you look at this key low here, just blank, and there's a really blank chart there. What we got there? Actually, really truly, you got the July's lows right here. July's high is this bad boy over here. That's the range band environment to me. And all it looks like, this looks like a deviation. If we can step up bullish market structure, then we can go up to the mid-range into the range high. That's what I'm looking for. And then that's a deviation. And then what happens is, does it break back down, play back down? Does it break back up, bullish market structure, run it up higher, to these areas and whatnot? Now, it's at 40 cents. Imagine buying ADA at freaking $2.80 over here. You watched it go all the way down. We have plenty of time for the market to do its thing. For example, what would you give you high conviction that this is going to be a mad motherfucking run all the way to the upside, right? It's basically, see this low here? That's support, that's support, that's support, that's support, daily support, support over here, resistance, do a deviation, sell off. Lose the low, market structure is bearish, right? So whatever the fuck it wants to do, right? If you think about it this way, is this. What's the consolidation? This is the consolidation area. Whoops. Where are we? Right over here. This is the consolidation area to me. Okay? Fuck it, actually just do this. This is the whole consolidation area there. Alright? All we've done is deviation. We step back in. It's just accumulation. This could all be accumulation. If we break above and hold above it, what do? Play all the way back up to $1. From $1, we come back down, play back down. And whenever it decides to break up and hold above it, this is when you say, well, hang on a second. We found resistance here. We got a deviation here. We're showing bullish market structure there. Well, I didn't buy at 40 cents, no problem. I can still buy at $1 and still make several gains. Even to $2. I mean, what are you looking for? The next set of targets we'd be looking for, probably, I'd say, $1.60. Then I'd say this area here, just below $2, probably $1.90. Then I'd say this area here, and then these highs over here, and then the all-time high. You've got plenty of time. We have plenty of time, so do not stress. We've just entered consolidation. This is the whole consolidation. This is all a deviation. We don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. There's no need to actually stress about anything. You've got time. If you feel like you don't want to step in, don't step in. If you feel like you're missing out, don't worry about missing out. You'll miss out if it's a bear market again. Prepare yourself. Whatever you decide to do, whether it's spot buying or whether it's going to be leverage buying, just prepare yourself, right? Whatever you're going to do, just prepare yourself. That's the best thing you can do. There's no need to actually stress about anything. There's no need for you to actually say, yeah, I'm going to buy it now. And if the market's turning on yourself, what are you going to do? You're going to cry about it. Whatever your decision is, you've got to stick to it now, all right? To me, like I said to you on the first stream I did with the alt session 2 weeks ago on Thursday, thank you so much, Ron. Appreciate that as well. Thank you, John Kaboosh. Appreciate Arkiado as well. The one thing I said to you guys on 2 weeks ago on the Thursday when I did the first alt stream, I was saying to you guys that I'm playing this very differently. I'm playing this as a trader and an investor. The difference was in 2021, I wasn't trading to hold alts. I was trading to sell at like 50% profits, 2x, maybe 3x, 5x. I've got some stories where I actually sold. I mean, I bought Luna at 30 cents, bro. Do you know what kind of dickhead you are to buy Luna at 30 cents and then sell it? Not even at $50. That's a whole different story. But it happens. This time now, completely different game. I'm playing this. I've bought in a number of alts, and I'm happy to hold it. I'm happy to hold it, and I'll see what happens there. That's it for me, guys. Appreciate you guys. And I'll catch you guys Thursday, actually. So take care.